Good morning, everybody, and welcome to something a little bit different today. It's not a match review, it's not a match experience. We're off to BBC Radio Nottingham to go and play some music, but it is football related. Watchers of the channel will know I put a few silly songs up the past few weeks. One about Alexandra Mitrovic, one about Marcelo Bielsa, and the last one was about Sabri Lamouchi. And this caught lots of people's attention this past Sunday when I put it up, and it got played at the start of the Totally Football League show with Caroline Barker, which was great, and a few sort of more popular Forest fans and ex-players retweeted it, and it got a lot of traction on social media. And I got an email from the BBC a couple of days ago to say, could I come in and play it? And I'm like, why not? That sounds interesting. So we're off to Nottingham. Just left Bedfordshire's 8:50 now. Need to be there by 10:30. Beautiful sunny day. About an hour and 45 to get there. We have stage piano in the back of the car and a stand and an iPad with the words. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is that I sit down and wrote this song and made up the words, made them all rhyme and fit all the Forest players, and obviously never ever thought I would sing it ever again. So I'm going to read them off the iPad, but yeah, hopefully I don't fall over anything, but I'm going to have a little practice. Anyone who's ever sung, and you can probably tell by my voice, your voice is rather deep in the morning, so probably actually good to be talking to the camera at the moment and warming it up a little bit. But I'm going to have some drink and some breakfast, and yeah, we'll hopefully have a good journey to Nottingham and see how they greet me the other end. And we are here. It's 10:24, and if you look behind me, you can see the big BBC building in Nottingham. I'm parked in a nice lay-by up front, and they're like, oh, you can definitely park there, and then there's a big "we're going to tow you away" sign, so hopefully that's all okay. The presenter guy has tweeted out that it's going to be after 11, so I guess we're going to go in, get set up, and then do some buffoonery on the radio. Let's do it. Here we are in the holding pen, the waiting area in the radio station. There is the studio over there with my piano. There's like a newsroom behind here. Should be on air in about 5-10 minutes, so looking forward to it.
In action this evening, it's Millwall. Friday night football. It's never going to catch on. Full commentary, of course, from 7 o'clock here on BBC Radio Nottingham. And we have a huge fan. Now, I say he's because he is a fan. And he's a fan particularly, I think, of the Forest manager, Sabri Lamouchi. And I'm pleased to say Ben is here now. Ben Groom, although you're known by a different name online. We'll come on to that. Great to see you, Ben.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
And great to see you and your keyboard, because you are poised and ready to play. Will you give us a little burst? Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, I tell you there's a keyboard here. So this song, I mean, it's been doing the rounds on social media. I've seen it on Twitter and on YouTube and everything else. I did say you're a fan. Let's be honest about this. You're not a Forest fan, are you?
Not per se, no. I'm a championship vlogger and a championship YouTuber, so obviously Forest are a bit of a staple of the championship. So many times I've been up to Forest, and I'm also a musician. And a friend of mine suggested ages ago, well, why don't you mix your vlogging and your music? And I'm like, nah. You know, like you said about Friday night football, that will never catch on. And I had a bit of spare time, and I made a song about Alexandra Mitrovic from Fulham and put it up. Then I made a song about Marcelo Bielsa. And every time I put a song up, I said, has anyone got any requests for other songs? And someone said, oh, can you do a Sabri Lamouchi one? And yeah, away we went, and I posted it up on Sunday, and my phone hasn't shut up since, basically.
So this is all done at a little bit of a distance then. This is based on a tip-off from Forest fans saying, do as I said, because he is incredibly popular. You must have picked that up from social media.
I've done a few Forest games for my channel. I was at the Forest Derby game. I'm a bit of a good luck charm, actually, because they won that one 1-0. I was at the Forest QPR game. They won that 4-0. And I was at the Forest Brentford game. So
Come along tonight. I know you've got other
if
plans.
If the BBC wants to invite me...
I'm inviting you. Come along tonight.
Wants to invite me along tonight. But yeah, so I've seen Forest a few times, and I know that there's something going on here. So when I did the research... there was lots of fun ideas, and just probably like most people of my age, as soon as we knew Sabri Lamouchi was coming to Forest, this was just a guy who was amazing on one of the Championship Manager games. So that's one of my go-to lyrics on this. That I remember him. I used to sign him up on Championship Manager '98, and that's obviously one of the main lyrics to the song.
Just on a practical point as well, Ben, his name. It's a lovely, lovely French name, but it's a difficult name to get to scan and rhyme with.
You can bounce off that Lamouchi is nice, isn't it? And then when sort of sitting down doing it, Sabri Lamouchi, you little beauty, and then away we go, aren't we? Like I'm Bob Dylan or something, writing important protest music. But yeah.
So how many? You mentioned some of the other songs that you've done. Is this basically? And I know you're a vlogger and everything, a YouTuber. Is it always about football for you, or do you must take this keyboard and do other gigs elsewhere about other things?
It's very, very strange because I'm quite good at making my hobbies into my jobs. You'd probably know about that working in radio and down at the football stadium. But I was a musician as a hobby, and then I turned it into a job. So being a musician is my job. And then I started doing the football thing and the vlogging thing as a hobby. And lo and behold, that's slowly turning into a bit of a job as well. So I just like to be creative, and obviously when I was younger there was no YouTube and there was no vlogging, and it's just never planned to do it. It's just something I've ended up doing. I do a podcast for my team Ipswich as well. So I'm just a creative guy, and whatever avenues are there, and football, music, silly songs seems to have caught a bit on Twitter and online. Yeah.
I mean, it's gone absolutely viral. I just wonder as well if, and I hate tempting fate, and I don't want people to get too carried away, but if things do go well towards the end of the season, if there is a little trip to Wembley and things like that, if someone were to say to you, Ben, do you fancy playing Wembley? I mean, this is a silly, silly question. What would be your response?
Well, I've been at all of the playoff semi-finals and finals for the last couple of years, so Forest are down there. I will be there, so I don't know if a man of your connections, Mark, could get me anywhere near...
Don't look at me. I ain't got any connections.
Anywhere. But I don't know about you. The way I've seen Forest sort of setting up and tactically, I quite fancy them in a three-game playoff. I think they look quite good for it. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it?
Okay, all right. Like I say, no more tempting fate. Without further ado, I'm going to let you we're going to do like a little radio edit, I think, of your song. Would you like to...
I can't hear the piano, Mark.
Okay, it's all right. Well, maybe with your headphones on, if you pop those on, you should be able to hear the whole thing, your voice, and...
Oh, there you go.
Aye, as if by magic. All right. Do you want to launch straight into it then?
Okay, so this is Sabri Lamouchi, You Little Beauty, which may or may not be influenced by a song from Oliver Twist, but there we go. A fallen giant sitting on the Trent, a man from Greece who never seems content, an endless list of men who tried and failed. Every year another one unveiled. Well, they tried English, Spanish, Scottish, even legends had a chance, but none could touch the little man from France. Sabri Lamouchi, you little beauty, you were the star of Champ Manager '98. I used to sign you, and now we find you in the championship and doing really great. You came to Forest, and if I'm honest, I thought you'd drink the poison chalice. Many tried, but you were brighter, you made them tighter, and now you've gotten all of Nottingham on side. There you go, there's a little snippet for you, Mark.
Brilliant stuff. That is so good. And to do that live as well, because the lyrics, you've got those pretty fast.
Gotten all of Nottingham on. So I'm like Eminem, aren't I?
Oh, Champ Manager 98. Sabri Lamouchi. I would just love if Sabri were to have that as his ringtone as well. That thought just came into my mind.
I'm sure he'd find it very cringeworthy if he ever heard it. But there you go.
Listen, really good to meet you, Ben. And if people want to find out more and follow you, and I know you've got plenty of followers, Trent side off the back of this already, but Benjamin Bloom. Why Bloom, by the way? Because that's not your name.
Just a nice bit of alliteration for a stage name. But if I could, yeah, Benjamin Bloom on YouTube, where we find the whole song. And yes, the normal plea, I am a football fan who goes around vlogging, and the more followers we get and the more views we get, the more chance we have to do it. So it really is the people watching does actually, boost the channel. So wonderful, and thank you so much for having me on here to do just that.
Our pleasure. Always good to get some live music on the show as well. Ben, great to meet you, and keep in touch. We will see. It's BBC Radio Nottingham. Just to remind you quickly as well, full coverage of the Reds tonight, as ever. Full match commentary here on BBC Radio Nottingham, 7 o'clock tonight.
So we have just done the bit on the radio, and we've got the time it takes Shania Twain to not be impressed.
You're a lucky man, aren't you? Being followed by Shania Twain.
Impressed very much. Well, I'm lucky to be followed by you on Twitter, Mark. So this is Mark Dennison, who not only is the radio host in Nottingham, but you're the match announcer at Forest.
I am the Forest man. Yeah.
Just tell me something I've always wondered. When you're having a really bad game and you have to announce a goal, show me your voice for the away team announcing the goal.
Scorer for Ipswich. Number 4.
Scorer for Ipswich, nobody ever.
Luke Chambers.
Oh!
Welcome
there's
back,
the
Luke
link.
Chambers. There we are. He's a lovely guy, actually.
He is a good guy.
He was a good servant for Forest as well. So.
Ipswich legend now, Luke Chambers. And I'm a friend of David Johnson as well, who played for...
Oh, he's a top man.
Played for both,
I've played with David Johnson. He's slightly quicker than me.
I was going to say, slightly quicker than everyone. But Mark, thank you for having me on and plugging the song.
And the song is brilliant. We always get so much reaction to, well, anything Forest related, but anything a little bit quirky. People love Sabri as well. He's just got this French aura, and he looks so stylish. I wish I had the man's style and his success. So no, it's great.
As a man who's there every week, is it happening this season?
I never get it. I don't predict scores. I don't predict end of season stuff. All I will say is it feels nice at the moment.
Okay.
We're enjoying the ride.
And you're very solid and hard to play against, aren't you?
Me? Oh, sorry.
Forest.
Yeah. Well, that's it, and I think that's the biggest difference this season. We actually feel like a
tough
unit.
Old team. Yeah. Mark, thank you so much, and thank you for being on the channel. So it's at Mark Dennison on Twitter if people want to find you. Brilliant. And there you have it. An appearance at BBC Nottingham. All done. I'm all loaded out. I'm all in my car. The fleeting nature of radio. You rushed in there. You rushed in out. Big kerfuffle trying to set everything up, and then by the time you've done it, it's all gone by in a flash. But hopefully a fun little look behind the scenes at that. I am now gonna drive back out. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath, Lady McGee down the stairs. Gonna drive back out about just under 2 hours home now, and I will see everybody. Nice weekend of Championship football for the preview, I guess, early evening tonight. Thanks for watching as always. Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Subscribe, ring the bell. God, I'm out of breath. And patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom to support. Thank you for watching. See you soon.